Hi everyone, my name is Dennis Ijogu and you're watching The Ark Show. Today we'll be talking about relationships. Looking at what's going on in the church, there are a lot of marriages that are breaking up, and we're talking about people who are Jesus-loving, tongue-talking, they believe in the word, and somewhere along the line things are not really working out for their marriage. The ministers are not even exempt from this issue. So what's really going on? We have a team of experts coming on board to tell us about how to heal your relationship and the causes of the high rate of divorce we see in the church. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this time out.
Please like, share, subscribe, and press the notification button for updates. Thank you. Let's meet our today's guest, Tunde and Bridget Eleshin, aka Team Eleshin. Tunde Eleshin is a business coach, family life educator, marriage mentor, and character coach. He runs a registered character academy where he coaches young people between the ages of 21 to 35 on how to live a value-driven life with character. Bridget Eleshin is a certified family life and mental health practitioner. As a leadership strategist, she has amazing results in helping people find clarity in addition to building individual family systems that create bliss. Together, they are Team Eleshin, and they are the publishers of the Complete Family magazine, with 3 editions published so far. They are also permanent guests at the Complete Family podcast show, a daily podcast to educate couples to do life as a team as they enjoy their life and marriage. They are both certified John C. Maxwell team members.
Wow, great to have you with us on today's show. We've got so much in store for you. Now, there's this very worrisome statistics that shows that like half the Christian marriages are breaking up, and you're wondering, people that love Jesus, people that believe in the word, people that are tongue-talking, why is that happening? And so I've brought to the Ark Show a great team indeed, Mr. and Mrs. Eleshin. They'll be talking about their team, what they are doing to restore marriages, what you need out there that is very crucial to get your marriage back. So please welcome to the program, Mr. and Mrs. Eleshin.
Thank you so much.
Great to have you with us. So we were talking about the word team, and you were trying to explain something about team.
Okay, the usual word is acronym for team is together everyone achieves much or more. So we've decided to say together everyone achieves miracle.
Wow.
So in a marriage, the miracle of coming from 2 different backgrounds, having 2 different temperaments, having 2 different perspectives to life and still making it work as a team. So together we achieve miracle. Beautiful. So that is team for us.
Okay, back to the statistics that talks about 50% of the marriage. I don't know how true it is. But people just feel that, hey, marriages are having big time trouble. Yeah. Some 20-something years, they love Jesus, they believe in the word.
Some 2 months even.
So you find out that the breakup, what could be the reason why people are going through breakups? What could be going on?
So thank you first of all for inviting us. We call ourselves Team Eleshin. Yeah. And we didn't start like this. We've been married for 17 years now. Wow. I met my wife during NYC, the youth corps in Nigeria. I grew up in Sokoto. My wife grew up in Benin, but they pushed us to Gombe State.
Wow.
And that was 2008. 2008, am I right? So 1998, sorry. 1998, yes. Most men have the issues of numbers.
I also have the same thing. Yeah. My wife is not watching.
Yeah. So that's the joy of marriage. You can be free at home, am I right? And your spouse keeps you going. So that's one of the issues that most people have. They're not free at home. They don't know that it's okay to be vulnerable.
Yeah, but you talk about this vulnerability. It's okay to be vulnerable. If I'm vulnerable, wouldn't my wife lose respect for me?
No. She knows okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, I don't.
If I'm vulnerable, will you lose respect for me?
Definitely not. It's naked and not ashamed.
Are you sure?
That's the Bible. It's naked and not ashamed. And that's why we keep telling people, in marriage, you need to be informed. My people perish for lack of knowledge. So the knowledge you have of the man when you got married is different from the knowledge you have as you progress in the marriage. When we got married, there were soups that my husband would like. He'd say, I like this. And now he's no longer eating that soup afterwards. So if I make the mistake of preparing that soup, what will happen? He doesn't like it. So most times what we do as couples is we have this knowledge. Is it not this boy that we both served together?
Yeah.
This boy is now a big boy.
Yeah.
He's now respected in his office, Is now respected in the church, and then you still think is this boy. This same girl that you got married to, that was just your friend that you were drinking gari or eating meat pie, is now also MD CEO of our own company. So you do not just keep that knowledge. There's somebody that said this word. I don't want to quote the person, but he said the only sensible person he knows is his tailor.
Wow.
Because every time the tailor comes, it takes a new measurement of him.
Okay.
Most times we don't do that. We just work with the old syllabus. We work with the old knowledge. So we're not reviewing our knowledge of each other.
Okay,
and
but
so that's where the problem is.
yeah. So the thing is,
That's one of the problems.
That's one of the problems.
Yeah, no, there's several things that.
For that problem, I think there's a battle for territory in the home. In the sense that the woman wants to be seen. Okay, let me go straight to it. I'm going to be very clear. I'm going to be very much myself. I think in the 70s and the 80s, women went through a lot of, they saw their mothers being abused, being badly treated. And I think the product of breakups we're seeing now could be as a result of the vendetta. What do you think? Is there really a carryover from the 80s domestic violence and what we're seeing now that is costing the breakup to be as a result?
So we've come to discover that we are all products of nature and nurture. We are all products of where you're coming from. You know, my wife, she's from Benin. I'm a Kitty, but really from Sokoto. So if you know the Northerners, they are very calm, submissive. They are very loyal to the core. They don't like trouble. Flip it. My wife is first of 8 children, and she's Benin. She has Benin blood running in her up till today.
Wow.
Up till today. Even I don't know how we survived for 17 years. But one thing I think has helped us is and that's one of the things people forget. You mustn't use that what you are bringing into the home. You must filter it. That my wife cannot be my mom. It took me time. You know, my mom is quiet. My wife, opposite. She's energized by people. That's who she is. I can stay here 2.5 years just enjoying your presence but quiet. My wife, 2.5 minutes. She has to walk around. That's how she is. Yeah. But guess what? We have learned it. You have to maximize your strengths and minimize your weaknesses.
Very true.
We're as weak as our weakest points are.
Okay, but the weaknesses.
So my wife comes in. Because of that, people forget that you are going to see your husband as your father. It's just how he is. Or your uncle. Or whoever that you kind of treasured that brought you up.
But you
will unconsciously measure him or her by that standard.
But assuming you had a horrible father.
So what do you need to do? You have to then look mentorship. You have to make sure there is mentorship or what we call coaching. So we go to a Bible, we go to Daystar, and other churches do it. Before you get married, go through these classes of coaching, courtship classes. We went to 4 different courtship classes, not intentionally, but we went to, and we can tell our story. Our marriage entered the rock before it started. My wife had an issue with my brother. My brother thought she was too aggressive. And this small sheep today is getting married to this lion.
Wow.
But guess what? She's brought out the best in me. Wow. I'll do it again. Our wedding anniversary, 15 years, we were writing for, happy wedding anniversary. My wife was forever to go.
Wow.
And it's the truth. We want to ask every couple, it's really forever to go. If I'm telling you the truth.
Okay, if you look at social media, is social media giving a wrong impression of marriage?
Yeah, everybody's now an expert. People that just got married yesterday are writing and saying things. The truth is, social media is a blessing and can be a pain and a curse. So it depends on what you're reading and how you're reading. I follow people on social media, but I follow you based on, because I always tell people, don't export what is not working at home. Most people will say as I say and not do as I do. And if you talk about mentoring, it's as you do. So is your home that kind of home? Is your life that kind of life? Yes, you can be mentored through the pain somebody has gone through. You can be mentored through the pleasure somebody has gone through. So if I've gone through a good home, I can say, oh, this is what it is. I'm not saying follow my script. You have your own script, but there are principles to having a good marriage. There are principles to doing life. Can you follow the principles that will help you? You pick what you need to pick and then you live. And as people of faith, do we follow the word? Because if we follow culture, culture will eat up scripture for breakfast. because the culture will tell you the man is superior. Scripture does not say that. Scripture said they were born, God created man, male and female.
Yes, now to talking about feminism,
Yeah.
do you think that's one of the problems we have?
Extreme feminism, that's what I would say, because if you look at the Bible, God is the first feminist. Because he created man. Feminine expression of man is the woman. And the male expression of man is the man. And he made them man and he said, be fruitful, multiply. So he wasn't talking to man be fruitful, woman not be fruitful. It was both of them combined. But when it came to Adam, not finding anybody comparable to him, from Adam, from man that he already created male and female, he brought out the woman. And so in marriage, the man is head. So that's where we have it all wrong. So you are head. You now need to submit. It's easy. You submit, you respect each other, submit to one another. As Christ is the head of the man, so is the man the head of the woman. That's Christianity. It's not rocket science. So how are you submitting? How are you loving? For God so loved that he gave. You as a man, for you so love your wife that you will give. I tell my husband all the time, love is a verb. It's an action word. You don't say I love you and you don't demonstrate the love by what you do.
Okay, but there's a question I want to ask Mr. Tunde. I've been married for 22 years, and I've seen a couple of people as well out there, a couple of my fellow men.
Yeah.
There's this thing that we need to keep up with. We need to, you need to be the man. You need to maintain that status. And I think in trying to be the man, unfortunately, a lot of us we lose the essence of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is it maybe, and then we are scared of opening up. To say, I'm not really like this. I could be vulnerable. I could be this. I could be that. Because they feel that, back to you, madam, if I show my vulnerability, the woman will laugh at me. Is it true? How do you guys deal with it?
Find out the answer to these and other interesting questions on the ARC Show next week.
If you remove money from marriage, do you think a lot of women will still stay in that marriage?
Please like, share, subscribe, and press the notification button for updates. Thanks for watching.